Moikka moi! It's Riikka Kovasin here. This time I'm making some Valentines. These cards have kind of two twists. The first one is making the background, because I didn't have a suitable background stamp, let's say, so I made one up myself. I'll talk a little bit about that later. And also I'm using elements from Christmas and Halloween collections in these, but I bet you really can't tell when the cards are done. So let's get started. First, I'm cutting the centerpiece out of cardstock and also a card base from red cardstock. After that, I then start making my background stamp. They are actual stamps, but I was really looking for this little teeny tiny hearts as a background stamp and didn't have any. So I pulled up several different sets and just used the little hearts from those. I'm putting them next to each other on the stamping block and then use that kind of a line to pattern the whole piece using the same thing. I'm using watermark ink and then embossing powder to make a resist pattern with the little hearts. When I then have patterned both pieces, so I first made the other one and then the other one, and filled in the gaps because I didn't want the little hearts to be placed in the same place all throughout, but I kind of shifted the line of hearts a little bit so it's more eclectic as a ready background. But when I have done that to the two pieces, I trim them a little bit smaller, so when I layer then on top of the red cardstock, the red will show up. And also I'm doing this way so the pattern looks like it's a pattern paper rather than it's center of the piece just patterned. So it looks more like it's a ready-made piece than a self-made one. Then it's time to reveal the pattern. For now you have been seeing just white cardstock and white powder, so you can't really see the pattern I'm referring to, but when I add the inks on top, it will be more clear, as you can see. I'm using 3 different shades of red to give the background a little bit variation. I repeat the inking to the both pieces. When I then have done that, I'm adding a little bit of ink to the edges of the pieces to make it a little bit more vintagey looking, because the elements I'm then clustering on top are vintage styled. I start the actual composition by adding some masking tape or painter's tape to the background. This is just kind of a way to get me going, let's say. So in the end it doesn't show that much, but it creates this kind of a baseline where I'm going to then layer the bigger elements. The clusters themselves, I then start with the biggest element and start adding smaller pieces on top. I've sped up the video so you can see me layering, but it doesn't take that much time. I'm inking the edges of the elements while I'm going and also using a stapler to put the elements in place. When I'm then layering the clusters on top of the cards, I'm using foam tape to make them a little bit dimensional. As a last touch at this stage, I'm adding some twine to the pieces to add another element, another texture to the cards. When I then have the other one done, I'm repeating the process to the other one and securing the layers to the cards. After that, I'm then mounting the center pieces to the red cardstock bases. And here they are, almost done. It's just the finishing touches. For that, I'm first adding some of that tape I've used as kind of a guide for myself in the beginning, and adding just teeny tiny pieces here and there so they are more visible after the clustering on top. After that, I add some buttons here and there, kind of making a triangle using those, and also they add another kind of texture, a dimensional embellishment. And I finished the cards with some doodling using Posca paint markers. So here they are, 2 Valentines made using a self-made background without the background stamp and elements from Halloween and winter ephemera packs. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know the drill. Please consider subscribing and hit that bell sign to be notified when a new video comes live. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll be seeing you within a week, I hope. Thanks again. Bye.